Welcome back, my bow ties. My name is Ticbow, and today we're doing something slightly different, and we're doing a podcast style thing. It's going to be on it's Star Wars altogether, because I'm with my friend here. With my friend here, James. Say hi.
Alright, guys.
And yeah, that's James. And we're going to be talking about Star Wars in general because the Clone Wars is coming back. We thought it'd fit. This is, to be honest, the idea for what to talk about is James's idea, so you can give him all the credit for the idea. And yeah, so we're going to be talking about Star Wars. We're going to be talking about what we've been liking, what we've been disliking so far. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So first off, Clone Wars is returning, eh? That's pretty
Yeah,
good. Uh,
I'm very happy.
yeah.
Like,
Just to make sure you know this, it's the new one. It's the CGI one, not the cartoon one from 2003.
yeah, not that.
No,
Well,
to be honest, that wasn't half bad. Like that was a pretty
I
good.
never watched it, but I've
Yeah,
seen little videos of it.
yeah. I watched a bit of it on YouTube, and to be honest, it's not quite half bad. It's got quite a good. I quite like the art style and all. If they brought that back, that'd be pretty cool. But they kind of moved that art style onto the CGI one, which I thought was a lot smarter.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah, sorry, yeah, you were gonna say?
like from watching the trailer, it's just the animation seems even better from like the 2013
Yeah,
area.
yeah,
So hopefully that's good as well.
yeah. I think they're
Um,
gonna polish it up a bit and stuff, which will be quite good. I'm quite intrigued on. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. I didn't watch all of the last season of the Clone Wars. I didn't watch all of the CGI one. I watched most of it, most of the start, most of the sort of middle. When it came to about Darth Maul returning, oh yeah, should have said spoilers. I'll put that in the title. Um, yeah, I watched up until sort of about when Darth Maul returned, and then kind of it dissipated, and I kind of stopped watching it. Grew up, stuff moving around and stuff.
oh, I watched all of it to be honest.
Yes,
I've
you.
watched every episode from the
So
first to the end. It's just the thing is you're saying about how you've gotten older and you've stopped watching it.
yeah.
I feel getting older, the Clone Wars grew for older people as well.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
I heard that a lot more adults started watching it from like the fourth season, from
Mhm.
the Battle of Umbara, stuff about fives and that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
did you ever watch the episodes about like fives in the chip?
I
Like,
don't think so. What's it? Yeah, that's what I love about the Clone Wars, as you're saying, adults, and it's made more for older people. That's what I hate about Rebels. It's aimed towards kids too much.
yeah,
When,
I never watched Rebels. The only episodes I actually watched were with when Darth Maul were in it,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or Ahsoka, because
Yeah,
Ahsoka
I've
was a
not
big
even watched
character
that
in Clone
that
Wars.
much either. I read up on Darth Maul to do with certain things. Have you seen Solo yet?
I haven't, but I didn't want to see it. I
No,
thought,
I'm actually
it,
gonna tell you this personally. It
yeah,
is.
I know Darth Maul was in it.
Alright,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did,
Darth Maul was in
because
it.
he's
When I
he's
found out
trying.
I was spoiled to that before it happened, before I saw it, and I did research on that, and that's actually how I found out what happens with Darth Maul in Rebels. But apart from that, I've not watched much Rebels. My little brother got a Rebels DVD with like a movie on it, like the first episode sort of thing. And
Yeah,
I watched that, and I did quite enjoy it, but I didn't like how aimed towards kids it is.
yeah,
So
it was a bit too childish for me,
yeah,
but that's one of the reasons why Disney took off Clone Wars, because they felt like it was getting too adult.
yeah. That
But now seeing as
I
they
think if they
they
keep it
they just
a bit
the
of a
outcries from the fans.
yeah, I think what they need is to aim it more towards sort of 11 or no, like 10 to 13-year-old sort of situation, but have a little bit for older people than that. I think that would be the perfect spectrum because it's childish enough, but most adults at adulty enough for older people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be on the new Disney thing, which I'm not going to get. I'm just going to binge watch it with my friend. He's got this thing called Cody. It's like a
Yeah.
streaming service.
All right.
So we can't be arsed getting um the
Yeah,
Disney app, which
yeah,
I think it will get Disney a lot of profit, to be fair. They've got so much
yeah.
franchises now, like, it's just like, why not?
Yeah, I
Um,
totally understand. Like Disney have been great. They've really upgraded the looks of the series of Star Wars. They've really upgraded. They've
yeah,
really added to the story, which is what I thought until Last Jedi came along and until
no,
I found out what they did to the Old Republic and all that. So,
yeah.
first thing I really want to talk about is Disney. Why? Please don't copyright this video because I know you've done that to a lot of other people. But why did you? I personally did not like The Last Jedi at all. I
I, I've had nightmares from Rose. Rose has given me the worst nightmares I've ever had in my life.
yeah.
Honestly, I just hate her.
I
Like,
I feel like Rose was a bit of a pointless character.
it's literally Force Awakens. They were building up a relationship with Rey and Finn, and it just goes
Yeah.
into this. And it's just like
Yeah.
you've just wasted a lot of the Force Awakens because of
hmm
this.
The Force Awakens was brilliant. I loved that film. I've really enjoyed The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and Solo, which is surprising because the spin-offs haven't really done quite as well as the main films. But the spin-offs are, I'm gonna admit, are both better than The Force Awakens, not The Force Awakens, are both better than The Last Jedi. Because that show is, that movie was not very, I did not enjoy it. Especially
I've,
the whole thing with Leia, like the whole
oh God,
she pulled herself in.
yeah.
No, she couldn't.
I feel
First of,
like I
yeah,
loved
sorry.
Luke. Luke was one of the reasons well, I didn't hate the film, but Luke was the best part about that film.
hmm
And you don't kill Leia, but then you kill Luke. I feel like they should have done it the opposite way now.
I know,
Killed Leia,
especially since
and then
What was her name
Carrie
again?
Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. That's
Yeah,
it. She
it's just
she's
like,
she's actually died in real life. She's passed on.
yeah. So
May
it's
she
like I've been
may
making
she
jokes
rest in
that it's
peace.
like,
May she rest in peace. But they don't even kill off the character.
yeah, no,
They should
it's
have done like
stupid.
something really cool where she tried to block, like Kylo Ren found Luke and she tried to block Kylo Ren from killing Luke, but Kylo Ren just, oh, that's actually quite a cool idea. But Kylo Ren just goes through her instead. Like they could have done something really cool and emotionally scarring like that, like they did
Yeah.
with Han.
Like I've been making jokes up recently, like what will Leia's bit be in the next film? It's just gonna be herp 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 herp,
Yeah,
just CGI Leia all over again.
yeah. But I really hated that forced scene where she pulls herself back into the ship using the Force
Oh, I just
because
knew it
the
was
the
just gonna be
Force
bad.
the Force is kind of like magic. Yes, it's telekinesis essentially, but it's not so
You're
magical.
you're in space. You're gonna
Yeah,
die.
it,
You
it's
can't
not
breathe.
it's not so quote unquote magical as that it's stopping you from suffocating in space. If it was gonna
That's
if it was gonna have
it's
that,
stupid.
if it was like that, what's the point in having Jedi starfighters and stuff? Why don't you just fly out there wielding a blaster and lightsaber? You know?
Yeah, you never saw Anakin just jumping out of nowhere, just like, right,
Exactly.
lads.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about Anakin, people must really hate me for this, but I'm just gonna say the prequel movies weren't that bad. I'm sorry,
Like,
don't throw stuff at me.
Episode 2 is the worst film
Ho
ever
ho
Star Wars
ho.
has made.
I
Episode 2 is absolutely shocking.
I'm gonna say, and you're gonna hate me for this, I think The Force Awakens is worse, but yeah,
Well,
'cause I got at least a little bit of enjoyment out of
I
Attack
love
of
the
the
clones.
Clones.
Clones got me into Star Wars
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, you used
Like
to
Clone
love your
Wars and that
clones.
that's got me
I can
into
remember you used
Star
to have
Wars.
all those clone figures.
No, I've still got all my Lego. I'm still making Lego.
Alright, that's
I've
pretty
still
cool.
got. I'm making a mock just now.
Oh, cool.
Like well, I started it for my birthday last year, but it's because I don't have a job or anything. I can't earn my money that
Yeah,
quickly, so I can't just
yeah.
spend Lego like you see these YouTubers doing, spending like hundreds of quids every week
I
just
know,
like
I
on
know.
parts.
Haha, and I'm nowhere near that position. Anyway, well, so 'cause Attack of the Clones was okay. It wasn't as bad as I personally think The Last Jedi was. I
No,
got some enjoyment out of Attack of the Clones. Didn't get any out of Force Awakens. I do personally quite like the new AT-ATs they've got going on. They're pretty interesting.
the
Not as
ATM sexies.
Is that what they're called? ATM
Yeah,
60s?
ATM
Yeah.
sexies are.
I like the whole baboon thing they've got going on. Makes them seem a lot scarier than the originals. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I still love the originals. They should have just taken the originals and kind of upgraded them, like the orange-sided one. I can't remember what it's called. I Um, but like what they did with that one, they changed it slightly so it looked different. It was a new Disney feel to it. But
Yeah.
the the new ones, I don't really like how they're trying to make it a lot more scary looking, a lot bigger, a lot bolder. They could have done that just taking the originals and upgrading them like that, like they've done with the TIE fighters and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. TIE fighters are like just
I
you
love
can't
the new
change TIE
ones.
fighters. You just
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yep.
I liked Force Awakens, but the
Yeah.
problem I had with Force Awakens is too much alike to A New Hope.
Yeah.
You've got Han, who's basically Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mhm.
He dies to basically is
Darth Vader.
he died to his child, basically. Obi-Wan killed died to his basically his child in a
Well,
way.
yeah, his
They were
his
brothers, but
student.
like they were basically like brothers.
Yeah,
That's what they were like.
Anakin and Obi-Wan, I mean, were practically brothers. They were right on there together, always best friends. Not necessarily. There were bits in the Clone Wars where they were against each other, but that's what brothers are like, and they're not biological. Yeah, I know. But that Padawan, that student master relationship they had going on was
Yeah.
brilliant. They were really sort of close to each other, and it was really good, and I really liked that. And
Well, that's another thing that might happen in the Clone Wars. You might see bits of like Anakin wanting to thinking about stuff about the dark side and all that,
well, actually,
and seeing more Palpatine in
you
that.
see that in you see that actually in the Clone Wars
Yeah,
original
there's
series. Like it starts off with quite a light tone to it.
it's like there's these episodes where they're in Zygeria, and
Yeah,
that's the tribe that killed Anakin's mom.
yeah.
So you see a lot of darkness in that.
Well, yeah, you see that in Attack of the Clones when he's on on the speeder and he heads to this place where his mom is being held captive, and he just
Yeah,
massacres all of the Sand People, and it's scary. You can really see the dark side in him, and it's you see it in you see it in the Clone Wars as well. You see him get really dark and angry at points, and he's releasing this sort of dark side energy or whatever, and
yeah.
you know it's sort of coming through, and you can see they're building up to episode 3. They're building it up and up and up, and I actually think that the Clone Wars is going to go through episode 3. Like they're going to have I think they're going to do something to do with the clones during episode 3, and then they're
Well,
gonna have some a little bit after. I feel like they might do that.
I don't think they're actually going to go up to Order 66 because I feel that would be a bit too dark for a child's program. But
See, I think
seeing
that
a bit
mhm,
of darkness would help. I feel not Order 66. I feel too far for a children's program. Even though Star Wars, it's a war. You're
yeah,
gonna have massacres in that, but it's like Order 66 was one of the darkest things in Star
yeah,
Wars
that was it
in
was from.
history.
Now people are gonna hate me for this, but Star Wars Episode 3, the prequel movie is actually my third favorite Star Wars.
I
People must hate me for this. You know, my order goes Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, and then Star Wars Episode 3 because Revenge of the Sith. That's it. Because I don't know, it had such a perfect tone to it. It was so dark, but it was so good at the same time. I really like what George Lucas did. And you know,
I wouldn't put it as my third favorite film just because the other two films sort of let me down a wee bit.
yeah,
Especially episode two. So it's like when you watch episode two, like when you watch the whole prequels, it's like Episode 1. It's all right. Liam Neeson does a good job, to be fair.
Yeah, it's pretty good. If you get rid of Jar Jar, it could actually be
No,
great.
Jar Jar.
Yeah,
Jar Jar.
yeah.
And there's like there was always rumors that the Jar Jar was actually the Sith Lord,
To be
not
honest,
Count
there's a lot
Dooku.
of information to back it up, but it's a bit silly, the
It would be
idea.
absolutely crazy,
Yeah, and
like in a
oh no,
bad way.
if
Count
the
Dooku was
if
actually
Disney
a
did
very
that,
underrated
if Disney did
character.
that, that would not be fun. I would not be
Oh,
excited for that.
God's sake.
Yeah, but
But Episode 3, I enjoyed most of Episode 3.
mhm,
I feel Order 66 could have been a bit longer instead of it's just little short clips.
mhm. Yeah, I
Feel
understand that.
um I liked the bit where Yoda chopped the guy's heads off. That was quite an
Mhm.
entertaining scene.
Yeah, but
Uh,
talking about Order 66 and the Clone Wars, I think that if they did bring it into the Clone Wars, it'd be perfect because the Clone Wars has already been gaining a dark, brooding tone. I think Order 66 would just be the cream on top. It because already, yeah, I know what you mean. It's a children's program, but at the same time,
yeah,
it's not. It's more of an adult program, as we discussed earlier.
yeah.
So if they did
Which I
add,
would prefer. I would prefer it, but Disney need to Disney look for who's gonna what you want. They want everybody to watch it.
yeah,
They don't want to just make it an adult film, but
I know.
they don't want to just make it a children's thing.
Hmm.
They want to
And
get
as
the money in.
they can they
It's
can they can do
down to
Order
business.
66 like they did at the end of the Clone Wars. Not the Clone Wars, at the end of Revenge of the Sith, because if you watch that, they do the sequences so well that it still hits you right in the feels, even though they're characters that you don't necessarily care about because you haven't really met them in the movie yet. But
Mm.
when you see like Plo Koon's ship being taken down, you don't see Plo Koon himself getting shot. You just see a ship exploding. When you see uh what's the lady? She looks a lot. She's the same species as Sokotano. Um
I think it's Ayla Secura. She's the one that gets shot by
yeah,
the Yellow Troopers in
yeah,
Felucia. I think it
yeah.
is.
But she gets shot behind a big leaf. The leaf blocks your view from the actual fire.
That's because if they actually showed that would probably be the darkest scene in Star
Yeah,
Wars.
yeah, yeah. But you
Because
saw all the
they keep on
flashes.
shooting. They keep on shooting.
Yeah, you
And
see all the flashes through the leaf though. That was perfect 'cause they don't show it exactly, but you know what's going on, and it still hits you. You still really feel it. You still feel sad and scared. You see, Ali Mundi, I think his name was, with the guy with,
Kayadi Mundi
yeah,
on Magneto with Bakara and that shooting him.
yeah. He's got the guy with the really big head. He,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily, you do see him get shot, but it's not quite as bad as some of the others. So that one's
Yeah, he manages
quick.
to fight back.
Yeah,
It's
he
like
fights back.
he's the one guy that was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take
You
you
still
on.
don't see him actually get shot though. He takes them on, but actually in the lore, that they
It was actually a droid that shot him. None of the clones actually got him.
is that true?
I feel like I think I've heard that somewhere that it was actually a droid that shot him
See, I
in the
I
back.
did a bit of reading because some of the things. So Disney have decided to make most of the books, most of the lore behind Star Wars that was already there, not canon, so they
Yeah,
can work straight along and make their own canon rather than working around that canon, which I
yeah.
don't really like. I absolutely hate what they've done. At the same time, it is the easiest thing they could have done, but there was so much there. But one of the many things that one of the few things that they didn't get rid of is how uh at what was his name again? Tall head guy,
And Kayadi Mundi.
Kayadi Mundi. He they kept in the lore that he did inevitably die. They did keep in the lore that he died in on the battlefield that day and was killed by someone or something. So I can understand if it was a drone, but I do think it'd be a bit darker and a bit more emotional if he was killed by a clone.
Well, at that point, he was fighting all the clones, so the
Yeah.
droids have got an easy target on them.
Mhm.
Just this. So I feel like I've heard somewhere that it was actually a
Yeah.
droid that shot him in the back.
But yeah, at the
I,
same time, you still get all the emotion from him getting killed. It still
yeah,
hits you, and that's what I think they could do with the Clone Wars. They don't exactly show what happened. it shows snippets where characters get the call saying initiate Order 66, or at least just Rex does it, and Rex hits someone that you feel deeply for in the movie, in the show, someone
Yeah.
that really hits you. Like someone that still survives until Rebels, but I think they need to try and have him kill someone that everybody cares about, that's sort of really important to the show. And I think
Well,
that,
that was actually Fives. Like at that build up, Fives was in a team called Domino Squad
yeah,
that had Heavy, Cut Up, Droid, Bait, and Echo. And
yeah,
the reason they were called Domino Squad because all of them died basically.
okay,
Apart from Echo, where if you've ever watched the unfinished episodes, which will basically be these 12 episodes in the Clone Wars,
yeah,
Echo survived, but
mhm,
this guy called Admiral Trench,
mhm,
he's got him in like a scientific thing, and he's all like
wounded,
got plugs in him and all
yeah,
that. And they go and save him, and he becomes a clone trooper again. But Fives was the last member, and he found out about the chip because
yeah,
his mate Top, his chip malfunctioned.
yeah,
So Fives was on like an investigation, and all Kaminoans were like following Darth Tyrannus, who
yeah,
is Count Dooku,
yeah,
and basically Fives gets shot from the most hated clone trooper in the world now,
yeah,
Command. I think it's Commander Fox.
okay,
Basically, his own clone trooper shot Fives, and it's just like you see him at
yeah,
the end, Rex holding him, and that. It's
yeah,
just like, and then that's where you see the lighter side of Anakin, because it's like you've got bits of the darker side, and then you see this bit where it's
mhm,
like Anakin didn't believe him, but Rex did because Rex took out his inhibitor chip. Um,
yeah,
and that's he wasn't in Order 66
all
because
right,
when what is canon is that he Ahsoka and Rex in the 501st
mhm,
there's I think it's going to be the first arc in it because you know the trailer have you watched the trailer yet
yeah, yeah,
where
with
you
all
see
the
him talk.
clone trooper heads, helmets, and
Yeah, do you
Rex
see
at
the
the
end
end.
where he's the scene where he's talking to Ahsoka?
Yes,
She's on Mandalore, and at the
yeah,
point Darth Maul is I think Darth Maul's the leader on it,
yeah,
and it's called the Siege. I think the arc's called the Siege of Mandalore. So
all right,
at that, well, it could actually be the ending one because that could lead up to Order 66.
yeah,
And so Order 66 happens, but Rex knows, so he manages to get Ahsoka out of it,
yeah,
and Darth Maul manages to escape, but all the clones go like
yeah.
crazy in that.
What I think they could do is, so Rex's friend, what was it? It was um the guy that died. I can't remember his name. Oh,
Fives.
Fives, that was it. Sorry. Um,
Most
he,
emotional death in Star Wars, the Clone
yeah.
Wars. I actually cried a wee bit in that
Oh wow. Right,
when I
yeah.
first
I
watched it.
think there what they could have done is given Rex a bit of a flash of anger and hatred there. Because he took out his emotional inhibitor chip. He's not just going to feel sad, he's going to feel angry at those that killed him.
Well, at
And
that point, Rex didn't do it. Rex hadn't done it yet because Fives was the first one to actually do it.
yeah.
Uh, and it's just like he was trying to tell everybody, so
Hmm.
he's just like, believe me and all that, and it's just like he was trying to tell Palpatine, who he didn't know was actually
Darth
the Sith
Sidious.
Lord,
Yeah.
Darth Sidious, and then Darth Sidious tried to kill him,
Yeah.
but then Fives fought it out. Well, Darth Sidious actually told his plan to Fives,
Yeah.
and he's trying to tell Anakin and Rex because they're like the only two he can believe. Anakin's just like, nah, bro, I'm not believing you. But you feel Rex like touching his neck and all that, and it's just like this arc had made from the beginning, from the first episode. You see Domino Squad with rookies to the one with 99, which is also a very sad episode where 99 dies,
Yeah.
and then you've got Echo who died,
Yeah.
not. So it's like you have Fives all by himself, and then he finds out that another friend has died, but from a malfunction. So it's like it was a build up of 3 episodes that led to his death, but overall it was actually like 5 series. that
Mhm.
a build up from Domino Squad falling over. Basically,
Mhm.
that's what it was meant from Domino Squad, and it's just like
I
um
thought now this would be I feel like this would be a bit powerful for um the Clone Wars and Order 66. But as you were talking, I thought of this idea which was about Rex being a part of Order 66, but during it all, his inhibitor chip is maybe a bit broken, and he is still gunning down these Jedi, but you see like maybe an image of him inside his helmet with like tears in his eyes or something, not wanting to do it, but he can't stop himself, sort of thing.
well, I'm not sure. I think before Order 66, he gets his inhibitor chip out, and apparently, I've heard that it's like he was trying to tell 7 other clones that he was very trustworthy with to try
Mhm.
and take them out. So that's how you had Gregor and Wolf take them out. And apparently, there was like 5 other clones
Yeah.
that took it out. So you had, I think it was Jesse,
Mhm.
uh, Commander Doom, who you saw in season 5
Yeah.
where top
I
thing
met I
malfunctioned and he shot his Jedi master.
yeah.
So Commander Doom, Jesse, Wolf, Gregor, Rex. I'm not sure who the other 3 guys were, but it's just like I watched this YouTuber called Jeetsley.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's pronounced. Geetlys.
We'll
Go and
we'll we'll
subscribe.
get we'll get a link down in the description for this.
He makes this thing called Commander Profiles, and it's like he talks about like if this guy would have done Order 66 because of his like of their personality and that to their Jedi's and that. Um, so he talks about all of that. So that it's quite interesting learning about all these theories and stuff from like books and that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hope
Oh,
I
sorry.
just
Yeah.
I just want wait for like the 12 episodes to come out because it's only 12.
Okay.
There was I think there were 32 episodes with I don't know how much arcs, but I think in this one you can an arc's like 3 episodes basically, so you're gonna get 4 arcs. So you got the one on Mandalore with Darth Maul.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
have the Bad Batch episodes.
Okay.
Well, the Bad Batch are like a special team.
Yeah.
They're really cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
They were in the unfinished episodes.
All right.
Where you should go watch the unfinished episodes because it's basically what they were going to release for season 6 and 7
Yeah.
because they didn't release they didn't finish season 6. They were like halfway through it and then they just decided to put the lost missions in it.
Yeah.
Um, but basically the unfinished episodes are I've not watched all of them. I've watched the Bad Batch episodes where they get Echo back, and
Okay.
I've watched some of the other ones, but I don't know what all the arcs will be. All I know is the Mandalore arc and the Bad Batch arc are
Yeah.
definitely going to be 2. So you've got 2 more of which I'll be looking forward to, and hopefully they might dive more into the clone. Maybe there's going to be one arc where it's like you have Rex trying to tell everyone. Well, I think that might be the Mandalore arc, but like, I'm really excited for these episodes.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what they do with it. That's really all I'm excited for. I'm really excited to see what they do with the show, and I'm really excited to see if they can do it quite as well as they had it. And you know, it's going to be very interesting to see. And you know, I'm really excited to watch. I'm definitely going to check out these outtakes,
Unfinished episode.
unfinished episodes. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
definitely going to check them out, and I'm definitely going to find out a bit more about the Bad Batch and stuff. I feel like we're going to do another top thing about this maybe after the series has come out,
yeah,
and we'll just do
okay,
like another podcast about it.
yeah,
Um, but I really hope that they actually do Order 66 because it would be amazing to see sort of it would be a really amazing to see how emotional Disney are willing to get, because it, I think you're seeing some Jedi, because all of these Jedi will have been throughout the Clone Wars. So you'll be seeing prominent Jedi that you've known throughout the series being taken down by the ones they've trusted the most. And it'll definitely hit you really close. So I really hope they do that. And
Yeah,
this video has been about like,
about half an hour.
yeah, near enough half an hour.
But
So
when you start talking about Star Wars, you can't, like these things,
I
you can't
I
really
I
stop.
very much agree. But I'm gonna end this episode here. So if you've liked this, please like, subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see me do or play next time. Also, if you have enjoyed this podcast, us talking about Star Wars, or just us talking about Star Wars, or just having the idea of a podcast, please leave a comment down below saying if you like it, because we'll do more of them. And if you want us to talk about more sci-fi shows, we will.
Yeah,
So,
you guys can pick what topics we can talk about, whatever, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Just
It's a real pain in the ass to try and come up with ideas for these anyway.
yeah,
So it
because it's
would be
like
good to get
I
some of your
might like
help.
one thing,
Yeah.
Thomas might not like it. Like I'm
So,
a huge fan of Marvel, and I could talk about Marvel for
yeah.
decades. But
I'm not the biggest fan of Marvel.
uh,
Yeah. So yeah, so if you like this video, like, subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see me do or play next time. Comment if you'd like to see us do more podcasts. It'll probably be me with James again. And yeah, so I was Ticbow. That was James, and we'll see you in the next video. Say bye, James.
bye.
Goodbye.